Hey guys, what's up? Welcome to tech tutorial number 4. Today we're going to be talking about healing items. And first, let's go ahead and rack up a little bit of damage. Oh, I'm over here. Wow. They never miss me like this when I'm trying to avoid them. Alright, so we got a little bit of damage going on. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the Estus ring. And these guys follow you forever. But the thing about Estus is it heals you for 600 damage when it is a plus 10 Estus flask. So that's pretty good, right? But if we take a little bit of damage... Oh, got me on the roll catch. Alright, so we swap over to Estus ring and heal, and that actually brings it up to about 720. If you double chug, it counts for even more. And yeah, that is the primary benefit of using Estus ring. And you guys probably already knew that, if I'm being honest. But let's talk about a lesser known fact now. There's not actually a ring specifically to interact with Siegbrows, but Siegbrows actually heal 20% of your total HP. So, if you increase your max HP with the life ring plus 3, then Siegbrows will actually heal you for more, and then you can swap back off of life ring. So that is a pretty useful trick, and I highly recommend using that. When dealing with these different healing items, there are some things to keep in mind when you're in an invasion in particular. So Estus is kind of the standard healing item. You can pivot cancel it if you're into that. It doesn't apply any additional effects. But Siegbrows actually do apply an effect, and we can see this if we apply a stamina buff from a green blossom, and then we drink a Siegbrow, and it actually cancels that out. We lose that stamina buff. It looks like I still have one because I had a Corinthia ring on, but it's not actually coming from the blossom anymore. So if you use a Siegbrow, you might have to reapply a buff from green blossoms, or maybe a bug pellet, something like that. So bear that in mind. And now we're going to talk about the most powerful healing item in your arsenal. Alright, so the Divine Blessing heals you for 100% of your HP. Even if your tears get popped, if you activate the heal, it will heal you all the way to full. It also heals you of any status effects, so this frost buildup will actually go away in a second. And on top of all of that, it can actually be cancelled slightly earlier than Estus and Siegbrows. So you gotta save your Divine Blessing for most invasions until you have a really dangerous situation, and otherwise you want to use your other heals. Alright, so next let's talk about something a little different, passive regen. And we're going to start by talking about items, or weapons really. The most regen you can typically get is going to come from 2 blessed weapons. So let's get a Warrior's Round Shield on here and a Harp. The reason why most people use a blessed harp is because the damage is better than most blessed weapons and the moveset is fantastic. So that's why this gets used most of the time. You also usually want Sun Princess Ring on, which I have up here now. And that will give you a lot of regen. More useful in duels than in invasions, but still very strong if you're low on heals. As well, you can actually glitch the effect by spamming Sun Princess Ring. And if you do this constantly, it will heal more than if you just leave it equipped normally. And the same is true with the Ethereal Oak Shield. Alright, so now let's talk about weapon art and spell cast regen. So the most basic kind is using any chime other than Felianor's, and use the weapon art, and it will apply regen. Let me take these off so that the only regen I have is coming from the chime. And you see it's there. But if I two-hand my main weapon, it's going to go away. As well, if you cast that weapon art and then remove the chime, it goes away. So it's not very strong situationally, but it will regen you. Alternatively, if you have the stats for it, you can use the Sacred Chime of Felianor. You can get away with 13 Faith and then using the Priestess Ring. But I'm not using that on my build. Instead, what I'm using is Replenishment, which costs a couple extra points, but actually gives you better healing, and it lets you have more FP than a 14 Attunement build. So that's what I'm rocking here. Not all builds have the extra points to go around for this, and I am playing 139, so that's kind of a luxury. But an alternative is actually to go ahead. Let me we're gonna have to wait for this to time out. Alright, now that's all finished up. So the alternative is to actually step swap from Priest Chime onto Felianor's. Now, you're going to have to be kind of quick about this, and there will be a message saying that you do not qualify for, let me see, you're unable to use this item effectively. You have to get past that. But it's the same as any other weapon art step swap. You're just going to do the weapon art, then you're going to quickly swap. Except you're going to do it right, unlike me. Alright, see, it's just that easy. But anyway, it gives you the same effect as Felianor Chime normally. If you practice with it a lot, I'm sure you can get that pretty consistently. But yeah, I'm just not used to clicking through the menu there. Anyway, I could go more in depth about all kinds of different consumables, but this is just about healing on standard invasion builds. If you were running like a Faith build, you would have different spells at your disposal, a lot of different healing things you could use, but most people don't run those. But anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope this might have been informative, and I'll see you around.